Am I the butthole for telling my brother he got exactly what he deserved when he pushed his girlfriend away for being a gold digger? My brother is a very hard-working man, and at 27 he is now very wealthy and doing well for himself. He's been with this girl for 6 months, and throughout the time we have gotten close because we both like hair, makeup, and shopping. I never knew there was anything wrong with their relationship except when she texted me last week saying she would love to hang out but thinks it'll be inappropriate because her and my brother broke up. I asked her why, and she said she was sick and tired of auditioning to prove she was with him for the right reasons. She went on to say that my brother is paranoid she's after his money, so he would test her like one. Leaving out his bank statements on their bed and getting upset when she picked it up too. Going out to eat at high-end restaurants he requested, and leaving his wallet on home at purpose to make her pay the bill and prove she's not going out with him for money. 3. Never buying her gifts and questioning her when she asks why he doesn't. I was shocked, so I had to hear my brother's perspective. We spoke and he told me everything she said was true and that there's nothing wrong with making sure his girlfriend is with him for the right reasons. He said he left his bank statements on the bed and was peeking through the door to see if she would be curious, and when he saw her pick up the papers he knew in his gut she was using him for his money, so he set up the restaurant idea to see if she would get upset at paying a $500 bill, which she was. I asked him if he thinks her being an elementary school teacher could have contributed to her being upset at a $500 bill at a restaurant he wanted to go to, and he said no. He said the straw that broke was when she asked him why he hasn't bought her a single gift since they've started dating, when she bought him a gaming console and new rims for his car, and he knew she was just discreetly asking him to buy her an expensive gift. He confronted her and said he thinks she's with him for his money, so she said let me do us both a favor and dumped him and blocked him. He's upset about the gold-digging bitch, and when I laughed he called me an butthole. He said I would never understand what it's like being a rich man and being used, and I get that concern. But I told him if he thinks any woman will be okay with it, his tests and auditions, he's delusional as hell. If he doesn't want to be used for his money, he should start dating people as wealthy as him, or leave lower income people alone if he's not going to be genuine in his relationships unless they pass his test. NTA. Sounds like you told your brother the truth. He sounds immature, and testing a partner never turns out well. He said it's impossible to find a woman as wealthy as him, so he's forced to date middle and lower class women, so he's still going to continue his tests. I told him he should go to therapy, and he said I'm crazy. Your brother knows there are such things as prenups, yeah? Also, while I'm by no means wealthy, I do all right for myself, as I am sure is the case for many on here. I will say if I were invited to be treated at an expensive restaurant and be stuck with a $500 bill as a test, I would be massively ass-blasted and would end the relationship. There's no way I would have paid the bill on a teacher's salary. I would have left his ass right then. He goes after lower to middle class women because he feels like he has an advantage over them. He likes the power. Seriously. He enjoys feeling superior and making them jump through hoops. NTA op. Also dump your brother and stay friends with the ex. Edit. Thanks for all the awards. Agreed. She sounds like a smart person with a good sense of self-worth. Keep her as a friend. As for your brother, op, I'd say you should give him a blow-up doll for Christmas. That way, he's got a completely compliant woman who he knows for sure isn't after his cash. May they both be very happy together? Bonus, it keeps him from inflicting himself on the dating pool anymore. It's a win for everyone. Edit. Holy mackerel. I go to work and came back to this. Thank you all for the upvotes, and especially thanks for the awards. Exclamation points. Anybody who's so focused on money that they get rich, through hard work as opposed to luck, by 27 has other problems. This guy doesn't sound like he's ever had fun, or friends, all he's done is try to win at life. Enjoy your gold-plated loneliness. If you want women to want you for the right reasons, you're going to have to give them some. I'm a freelance writer/editor and had a 24-year-old male self-made millionaire try to rip me off by not paying for a few $100s worth of work. Despite the fact that he hired me on an hourly contract that bills on a weekly cycle, he went off on me for not having anything close to a finished product after only 1.5 weeks into our 2-month contract. He then tries to ream me for all I was worth. Threw every textbook narcissist/sociopath tactic at me and accused me of trying to take advantage of him because he can afford it. Meanwhile, completely taking advantage of an honest freelancer who is constantly being underpaid because no one realizes the actual value of an editor or writer's services. What a gaslighting ass. Edit. Also, great username. Editor here. Stuff like this is why I sold out for a corporate gig real fast. It has its own miseries. If you want women to want you for the right reasons, you're going to have to give them some. This is the bottom line a lot of these kinds of guys don't realize. Ooh, love that, gold-plated loneliness. Excellent idea. Brother has a loose screw in his head, he's so delusional, but even then, why not just keep his income to himself so that then he knows for sure the people dating him aren't after his money? Obviously there's a bigger underlying issue, but he can't even see past surface level things. Some people just aren't discreet. And it sounds like this guy is one of those buttholes. Yeah, his social media shows his lifestyle and he has expensive things he posts. It takes a special kind of cognitive dissonance to use your wealth to attract women, and then be mad that those women are attracted to your wealth. Nah, just your standard misogyny. And yet, despite how rich he is, the ex was the one who bought him a gaming console and rims for his car? If he has as much money as he thinks he does, why hadn't he gotten those things himself? She wouldn't have got them unless he subtly, or not so subtly, suggested them in the first place. They were only together for 6 months, and just those items alone would have been a significant hit on her salary. And then he makes her pay for an expensive dinner. I think I know how bro has made his money. If he wants to find the gold digger, perhaps he should look in the mirror. If he has a car to match his ego, then indeed the rims would have been a huge amount. Yay. He sounds like he loves to show off his money and status and have low enough self-esteem to think that women should love him only for him when he's such a big butthole. Literally sounds like he wants to brag about his wealth to impress people but doesn't want to be involved with the kind of people that would be as impressed as he wants them to be. Yes, only obnoxious and arrogant boys refer to themselves as rich men. Wealthy gentlemen don't play those games. People with real money just say they're doing well, or I do okay. Or I'm comfortable. He goes after lower to middle class women because he feels like he has an advantage over them. He likes the power. Effin' thank you. Suggesting this guy look into prenups is such an irresponsible mischaracterization of the problem. You can protect your finances without being an abusive butthole. He enjoys being an abusive butthole, and he enjoys the power disparity that makes it easier. Yep. This is the type of guy that if he had married the teacher, would have expected her to pay for 50% of all the bills while insisting they live in $1 million plus home. Then be unsympathetic that she has no spending money for herself. Yep. Economic abuse is real. Keeping your partner impoverished, no matter what the actual household income is, to keep them under control and unable to leave. Economic abuse is staggeringly prevalent when it comes to abusive relationships, even if most people attribute it solely to romantic-type relationships. It was a real eye-opener the first time someone tried that on me in a friendship, and that friendship ended right then and there. Yep. I experienced this with my lawyer husband. I made 1/4 what he made, but he expected me to pay half of everything. When I said that in my first marriage, I made 3 times what my husband did, I naturally paid for almost everything. My husband at the time only had to pay for some of our groceries, his own car insurance and his car payment, and he didn't think it mattered. I was like, what? How can it not matter? His sister later told me that he took after their dad in that regard. Very imperious at times about their money. Seriously. He couldn't handle dating a woman who makes as much or more than he does because then he would lose his perceived upper hand. Yeah, I would have dumped him on the spot. Frankly, I would have felt used. You wanted to go to this incredibly upscale place and ordered hundreds of dollars worth of food and are trying to stick me with the bill? Someone was using the other person in this relationship, all right, but it wasn't the girlfriend. Indeed. The irony that he saw her as the gold digger, but she was the one paying for the expensive gifts and paid that restaurant bill for the expensive place he wanted to go to. It's about the power play. He wants to be the dominant/superior one and is attaching his identity and personality to his bank balance. And this is the real reason he can't get with a wealthy woman, because a wealthy woman isn't going to pay this game with him, either. Oh crap. I never would have thought of it like that, but you're totally right. Also very misogynistic of him to assume a woman could never be as wealthy as him. NTA op, but your brother is. $500 is 50 shy of my rent. And a fourth of my monthly teacher's salary. I'm not sure I'd manage to swallow the food, let alone the bill. NTA. And assuming this is recent, a teacher's salary in the middle of a pandemic. Like, are you for real? Exactly. I would have walked out. Seriously. That's forcing a lower income person to throw their entire month's discretionary spending to something that is a drop in the bucket for them. That's not a test, it's cruel. And on top of that, nowhere did it say this expensive dinner was her idea. I'm guessing it wasn't. He is not trying to protect himself. He is trying to humiliate them and prove they are gold diggers. His tests don't make sense as tests of love nor as tests of not wanting money. They, however, make complete sense if you want petty revenge. Absolutely. If he was really worried about his wealth affecting his relationships, he wouldn't be flaunting it. He wouldn't be leaving bank statements out or going to expensive restaurants. You can live humbly and find out whether or not someone's okay with that or if they want more materialistic things. His behavior is insane and nothing more than being a manipulative bully. You can live humbly and find out whether or not someone's okay with that or if they want more materialistic things. But then you couldn't flaunt your wealth and lord it over people in some kind of pathetic power play. Absolutely. If he is really concerned about gold diggers, this is a better way to sniff that out. He seems very misogynistic. I think that is the bigger problem. He sounds extremely controlling. Plus, he's the one who came out of this as a gold digger, expecting his girlfriend to pay for expensive things without returning the favor. Relationships take trust, communication, and respect. For her sake, I hope your brother leaves his ex alone so she can find someone who treats her well. NTA. NTA, it kind of sounds like he's a gold digger, to be honest. Testing her would be taking her out to eat and getting separate tabs, not making her pay for everything. And leaving his bank statements on the bed and getting pissy that she looks? Hello, everyone looks at papers just left on their bed. Heck, all of her reactions are normal and he's just acting like a brat. Yup. In full irony, he is fully engaged in purposeful gold digging. What an ass. Why would she be with him for his money when he never even spends any money on her? For 6 months. If I'm a gold digger and Moneybags Mac rich dude hasn't bought me crap in that time frame, either I'm playing a long con and already have my widow's dress picked out, or I'm out of there. Well, I do think he is genuinely testing her, but for how much abuse she'll endure, not whether she's after his money. He definitely is. I would never do that to anyone. When it's been done to me, I immediately stopped everything and said I'm more than willing to talk through anything, but any further tests are a deal breaker. If I see something on the bed, am I supposed to close my eyes to pick it up and move it, not to crush it? Seriously. My wife and I are open about just about everything. If she left some papers on the bed, I would 100% look at them. That's not a trust thing. That's just psycho behavior. According to him, yes. You are right. It's not even clear to me if she was looking at the papers to see what they were to decide where to move them, leaning towards this, or if she was actually looking at his bank statements and reading amounts or individual purchases. I'm guessing it was the former and she hadn't or had barely realized they were bank statements when he stormed out yelling at her for looking at them. All of these cases seem to be him holding perfectly normal behavior against her. Exactly. Of course I'm going to look at the papers. How else am I going to figure out where they to put them? Who they belong to? They were on the bed. If you don't move them, they'll end up getting pushed off or sat on or something. What was she supposed to do? Just scream for him like a toddler to come pick up his own crap? Yeah, if there's papers on a bed I'm about to sleep on, I would probably glance at them to find out if there's something for me to see, if they're just trash, who they belong to, etc., and then probably hand them back to their owner or the trash depending on what they are. She could have been cleaning them up to be polite, too. Also, for someone who really doesn't want it to be about the money, he sure felt the need to flaunt it. I would have been less confused if he left like something expensive on the bed that's easy to steal, like a watch or something, and then see if she's stolen that. Bank statements feels like flexing. NTA. He sounds awful. I can't imagine why any woman would want to be with him with that terrible personality. I'm going to treat women I date like garbage, and if they break up with me, I'll know it was because they only wanted my money. What? It's like the old if she floats, she's a witch, burn her, but if she drowns, oops, my bad. She turned me into a newt. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Dude, yes. In response to user Your Little Birdie's comment, I can't imagine why any woman would want to be with him with that terrible personality. I can. The only type of woman he will attract with that sort of personality is probably an actual gold digger who tries to play him for his money. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Reddit link. This seems like it would have the opposite effect. If a woman is cool with being treated like this, she's probably in it for the money. No, if a woman is okay with being treated like this, she has no self-esteem, which means she won't leave when he starts beating her. Your brother's tests are flawed. Leaving out his bank statements on their bed and getting upset when she picked it up papers on the bed. Let me glance at them to see if it's relevant to me, and if not, put them out of the way. Going out to eat at high-end restaurants he requested and leaving his wallet on home at purpose to make her pay the bill and prove she's not going out with him for money. If he wanted her to buy dinner, go somewhere she can afford. No teacher I know would pay $500 for a dinner. That was his biggest butthole move. Edit, wasn't done. Up never buying her gifts and questioning her when she asks why he doesn't. She bought him a gaming console and new rims for his car. Your brother is a massive butthole. The items she got him as gifts are not cheap, so I don't know where he gets off saying she is a gold digger. If anything, sounds like he is. NTA. All of this. From what it sounds like, he's the gold digger here. Regardless of how much money he has. That poor girl. I'd suggest if you like her enough and still want to be friends with her, it's fine. Just stay away from your brother when you're with her. I'd be considering staying away from the brother all the time after learning what an butthole he is. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.